everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought I would just give a quick little introduction. If you are new here, my name is Destiny. I am 18 years old. I live in New Zealand and I have a gorgeous baby girl. She's 10 weeks and her name is Alea. As you can see by the title, I am going to be talking about my postpartum recovery. Yeah, I have a hot chocolate here because I thought this will be a very long video. Well, not long, but just quite chit-chatty. I've written notes down into my phone so that I don't forget anything. Without wasting more of our time, let's get on into the video. First of all, I would like to say I am currently 2 months postpartum. I had Alea April 23rd, 2020. I had a natural vaginal birth with no intervention, which was amazing and I'm so grateful for. Since I am 2 months postpartum, I'm going to start off with straight after birth and then up to where I am now, so at 2 months. I asked on Instagram if you guys have any questions because I thought why not just add a few questions in. I will do a quick summary, but I will definitely be talking more in depth about these questions, but it just goes into the video. Did you tear? I just made a tear. She said, oh, you have a first degree tear. She wouldn't even classify it as a first degree tear. I will talk more about the tearing further on into the video. How long did it take for soreness to pass? 2 months post and I'm still kind of hurting. I didn't feel sore at all. I did feel pressure down there after giving birth, but otherwise I didn't really feel sore at all. I felt normal except for that pressure kind of feeling. If you've ever given birth, you know what I'm talking about. How hard was it to adjust to motherhood? Once Alea came out, it kind of just clicked. If you'd asked me a year ago and said, oh, do you want to have babies? I would have said no. Like, I told everyone, I was like, no, I don't want a baby, I don't want a baby, blah, blah, blah. I want to adopt a baby. And here I am with my own baby and I love it. So when your baby comes out, I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't hard for me to adjust to motherhood. Only answer if comfortable. How sore is breastfeeding? For me, breastfeeding is not sore. I love it. Do you feel that breastfeeding helps you bond with Baba? Yeah, totally. Seeing a little baby like literally survive off you. I mean, you could give your baby formula, but seeing your baby drink milk from you and able to grow, I find it so amazing. Like, she was 7 pounds, now she's flipping like 15 pounds and I'm like, whoa, that was me, I did that. If I'm feeling a bit upset, I'll put her on the boob or I'll just lie next to her. Anyways, let's go get into my postpartum recovery. Starting from after birth, I got a first degree tear. The midwife was very confused because I was bleeding a lot, but I didn't have a big tear, so she was kind of like, why are you bleeding this much? And it turned out it was something to do with a blood vessel. With the tearing, I was also very scared to go pee. To leave and go home, you had to pee first. And I was scared as heck to pee because everybody had told me it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt when you pee. So I was like, oh my gosh. After an epidural, your systems down there, you know, they're just starting to work up again. I didn't want to do a little drip and then I have to wait another few hours to go pee again. So I literally waited all night and most of the day to go pee, and then I went to the toilet. I was scared as heck. You can make padsicles, like a spray bottle and stuff, but I had just not even thought about it. I went for a pee and I was like peeing so slowly. This is probably really TMI, but I peed really slowly, but it did not sting at all. There was no pain. The only thing that I must say is that there was pressure, which I mean, that's kind of expected after you push out a baby, you know. It did not sting at all. After birth, since I had the epidural, it took about 3 hours for it to wear off. So Alea was born at 2:39. 2.5 hours later, I was able to walk and go to the shower and literally clean myself up. Yeah, I felt so disgusting. I hadn't showered for like a day, and going through labor and sweating and just feeling gross, you just want to go in the shower. I washed my hair and everything. Blood was literally just dripping out of me. Like, you know, when you go for a shower, your bleeding stops when you're on your period. Yeah, well, this was not stopping. It just kept coming and I was like, shit. So Jessie helped me. I'll talk more about the bleeding later. My tummy felt wobbly and weird. It felt like squishy, like kind of like a, you can go like that. I don't know. But I could not see what my body looked like straight after birth because there was no mirror. But I could say that I did look a few months pregnant. Bleeding was heavy, it was dripping everywhere, which is expected after you have given birth, so it wasn't a fright. I wore maternity pads and I was wearing black granny Canon underwear. Now I'm going to talk about my postpartum recovery from when I got home from the hospital to where I am at now. The first thing I want to talk about postpartum recovery is hygiene. First of all, you just need to be really hygienic, especially since your womb is pretty much an open wound right now and things can enter it since there is, yeah, you know what I mean. Since day one, even when I was at the hospital, I told myself, and still to this day, I want to present myself nicely. If I don't have myself presentable during the day, I just feel like shit. That was my biggie, is that I wanted to feel good. Every single day, I would shower in the morning just to clean off, especially from a night of not being used to waking up every single hour. It's nice to just have a nice refreshing shower in the morning. When I did go for my showers though, I did not put body wash on my chest just because I knew that Alea would be feeding and I just didn't want too much smells on me. Changing your pads regularly is a must. You don't want any infections down there. Yeah, long story short, I ended up getting a worm infection on the 4th day postpartum, but I am not going to talk about that in this video. I will make a whole separate video for that because it is long. So yeah, I did end up getting a worm infection, which I have no clue how, because I was changing my pads regularly, I was keeping myself clean. I don't know what happened there, but anyways, back to hygiene. Mum came up with a brilliant idea when I came back from the hospital to just use a spray and just spray up the toilet every time someone used it. But yeah, just in general, go for your showers, make yourself feel nice. Pads do need to be regularly changed though. My postpartum body is a whole lot different to my pre-pregnancy body, which is expected. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen photos of my stomach. I have stretch marks on my front of my tummy. I have it on my lower back. I have it on my bum. I have it in my thighs. I didn't really get any on my boobs, but yeah. I have a lot of stretch marks. I used bio oil towards the end of my pregnancy. I would moisturize my belly every day during pregnancy, but honestly, the stretch marks to me during pregnancy mattered more than they do to me now, if that makes sense. When I had just gotten back from the hospital, I will insert postpartum pictures. I didn't take it every week, but I did take a few. I still looked pregnant, then I kind of looked not pregnant, but just a bit like I'd eaten too much, and then now I just have the mum tum. I don't know if it is just me, but I do have a whole new perspective that I have towards myself and my body ever since intermediate to literally till I gave birth. I hated the way my body looked. I always felt I was too big for my, I felt that I was just too obese. I hated my thighs. I just hated everything about myself. But now when I'm looking back onto my photos, I'm like, girl, you weren't even obese. Like, what were you thinking? Like, I regret it so much. During pregnancy, I felt really big as well, and I don't know why. Like, you know how you think, like, when you're pregnant, you're okay, you're gonna be big having a baby, but I felt that I was big plus extra big. Like, I was gaining too much weight, and I did gain a lot of weight, but that's nearly all gone off. I felt that I was gaining too much weight for what I should be gaining during pregnancy. Looking back at my photos, I think I look beautiful. I absolutely love the way I look, but just during pregnancy, my mindset was not there. But literally, once Alea came out, I have a whole new outlook towards myself. I don't really care about the stretch marks. I don't care about having a mum tum. I know some days, obviously, not even days, some minutes, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a perfect body like the people on Instagram, but you know what, that's not reality. That's not gonna happen to everyone, and I've just learned to be content with myself. The next thing I have here is baby app. So I use this baby app. I use this for breastfeeding and for nappy changes. For the breastfeeding, you could do left, right, and it would have a timer for how long you'd do it for, so you could keep track. I used it so I could tell my midwife. And then for nappies, because I was just forgetting because there were so many nappy changes, I would just write soiled, wet, get mixed and then just show my midwife, and she would see how many nappies that Leia was doing. I then had bleeding. Bleeding continued for 5 weeks and then it just ended. 3 weeks later, when I was 8 weeks postpartum, I got my first period. Now, I thought I was pregnant again, and not possible because me and Jessie have had no sexual intercourse, but I was just freaking out because I had the worst tummy and my period just was not coming. I was like, oh, you'll come tomorrow. It just did not come. And then a week later it came, and it lasted 5 days, which is 2 more days longer than usual, and it was absolutely more painful than a normal period that I have ever had. Yeah, it was just so sore, like every single day. Breastfeeding. I absolutely love breastfeeding so much. I've been breastfeeding ever since Leia was born, and I'm 2 months postpartum right now, so 2 months of breastfeeding is going well. She is exclusively breastfed, and I also pump. Now, the reason I pump was because at the start I was getting way too much milk, and I also wanted a pump so that she could get used to feeding out of a bottle, because some children do not get fed through a bottle and then they just don't want to take a bottle when they're older, and I did not want to have that problem. If I want to have a break, if I wanted to go out for a few hours or so, she can take a bottle. She's just such a little piglet that she'll just take anything that has milk in it. When she was a newborn, I was feeding on demand, which was about every 1.5 to 2 hours. At 1 month, I then decided to have a bit of a scheduled feeding time slot so that she could get used to, this is how long you have to wait till you can get another feed. Luckily for me, she did it on her own. She went from 2 to 3 hours, and then she went from 3 to 4 hours. Right now she does go back and forth. She can sleep for 6-7 hours without feeding, but during the day it's like 3.5 to 4 hours she will feed. She latched on straight away at the hospital. I had no pain. The reason why I was going to stay more days at the maternity ward was to have help with the breastfeeding, but she latched on her perfectly. She was a brilliant feeder, so that was not needed. On the 3rd day, my milk came in, and they literally came in. It wasn't painful, it was kind of just an uneased feeling, a bit like, whoa, what's in my boobs? I've never felt this ever before, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, what else is there? When I feed now, kind of, if I feed on one boob, the other boob has this like striking pain, and it goes back and forth, like they're connected. It's so crazy how boobs are connected to each other. Anyways, I did have a little bit of trouble feeding on my left boob at the start. The right boob, Leia was latching on perfectly fine, but the left boob, she was kind of going on and off, on and off. But now it's all fine. It's working perfectly fine. We just made it through. I don't know. I didn't even go to my midwife about it. I guess I just worked with it. But I do suggest, if it is bad, do go to your midwife and ask for a lactation consultant. So the last thing for my postpartum recovery was my mental state. Now, during pregnancy, my midwife made me aware that you can experience postpartum depression, which they call baby blues. So I was kind of expecting it. I was kind of like, okay, I'll be getting this, it's okay. But I must say, I didn't feel any postpartum depression. I felt so content and so happy with life. Like, I still feel so happy with life. Like, I feel really grateful and lucky. But no, I didn't feel any sadness. I wasn't crying. The only time that I was really emotional was the 4th day, and that is expected. My mum told me, she said, hey, look, the 4th day you will probably be emotional, and I was kind of like, no, I'm pretty fine so far. But no, I did get emotional on the 4th day, and especially since that was the day that I had to go back into hospital. So that was really hard as well. Otherwise, I felt really happy. That was my postpartum recovery. So far, I feel like I have recovered, except for my body appearance has not bounced back. That is still a work in progress, but otherwise, everything is perfectly fine with my womb infection. That was all dealt with, and I will talk about that in another video. Postpartum has been a breeze. It's been wonderful. And Leia is such a wonderful little baby. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Be kind, be happy, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.